Hey you guys, it's Monica and welcome back. So today I somehow got the idea to turn my very popular wine glass video into a tumbler. And so I am using this cup with the handle from Hog, Stainless Steel Outfitters, all the same place. Um, and so I had bought this cup. I've never spun this type of cup before, and so I was really interested in doing it. It's like a skinny tumbler with a handle. I don't know like the exact specs, like the ounces and stuff, but I will leave a link to it below in case you've been looking for this type of cup. It's only like $8, so it's like super affordable, right on par with how much the other cups cost. So definitely check them out. Now I've been loving the Hog cups lately, so yes, check them out. Okay, you're probably like, Mon, why is the video picking up here? You see those two pieces? Those are pieces of my camera. My Sony Alpha camera, a very expensive camera. As I was filming this video, I turned around to grab my weeding tool that you see me pulling the tape off with. I turned around to grab it from a different counter. My camera falls against my countertop and then proceeds to fall 3 feet to my hardwood floors. And so I was like, oh my goodness, that's it. Like my camera is done. And so I lost the footage that I was recording at the time because I left it recording because, I was coming right back. But I lost that footage of me putting on the tape and then taking off all those strips. So I'm sorry. But yeah, my camera's even sorrier because it is screwed. But I was happy to see that my camera was still working. I have to use a piece of electrical tape to keep the battery and the SD card holder closed. But that's better than having to just go out and buy an all new camera because they are not cheap. And so I'll explain to you what I did. So what I did was I just took the electrical tape and I just laid it. I didn't go like super crazy on the diagonal, but kind of just laid it down. And so normally you guys see me freehand my swirls, and I did freehand. When I first did this, I did freehand it, and I'll stick a little footage in from the first design that I did. It's still very similar to this. It's just I freehanded the swirls. But I know some of you guys like more like clean lines and structured swirls. So I'm like, if I'm going to redo this, let me use the electrical tape to get like cleaner lines. And so my thought, I don't know, I'll be all over the place, y'all. Y'all know me. And so I'm like, I don't want to just do stripes. I don't want to just do an ombre. I'm like, I'm doing stripes and ombre. And so kind of that's how I ended up here. And so as I was doing this for the second time, I was like, we're going to do the stripes with fine and chunky glitter. And I'm doing it with Golden Girl Fine and Golden Girl Chunky. So that's what you see me doing. So I'm just going in. So I did lay all the tape down. And that's the actual width of the tape. So just if you want something like this, just use the width of the tape. Like no need to do like any extra cutting or nothing like that, girl. And so just painted the whole cup and then went ahead and laid down the blue glitter, pulled off the other pieces of tape, and now I'm just going back in with my brush and I'm using Mod Podge. And just the glossy Mod Podge. Y'all just pick a Mod Podge. Y'all be like, what Mod Podge did you use? Girl, it's glue. It's glue. Just pick a glue. Like, you can't go wrong. I promise y'all. Y'all be so scared. And believe me, I've been there. But the way you learn is just like kind of like stepping out on faith and just figuring it out. Because what I use may not work for you. It'd be like that. I be trying to give y'all, the real tea on how I be doing it. But, y'all don't ever be afraid to just try something. Like for real, because y'all don't be scared, girl. That's all I'm saying. And so what I'm doing now, I'm going back in and I'm filling in every other line with the Golden Girl Fine, and then I'm gonna come back in and do the other 3 lines that I haven't done with the Golden Girl Chunky. And so I really didn't know if this would work. It seemed like I'm okay with it. In retrospect, I probably would have just did it all fine. Or all chunky like I did in my original design. Again, if you stay tuned, I'll show you how that one looks. But I'm just, like I just said, I'm over here experimenting because everyone has like signature designs, but you can't come up with your signature designs until you come up with your signature designs. And so that's kind of what this is. You're going to make, like, I don't know about y'all, but I've made things that I'm like, oh, this is ugly. I don't like this. And so you learn from that kind of stuff, and it's fun, and it's all a process. And at the end of the day, it's still pretty glitter. Like, you can't go wrong with glitter. So, and as I'm doing these chunky lines, you see I'm just taking my finger and pressing in the chunky glitter, and that's just to help it lay flat. I am going to do some quick coat in this video because I'm using the Counterculture DIY. I finally got their artist resin, so y'all are finally going to see me do a different resin that is not the Illumilite Amazing Clear Cast. I will leave a link to it below. Still love it, still have some, but I needed more quick coat, so I went ahead and ordered their artist resin too. So just FYI. So yeah, and just take your time with this, because like trying to make sure you get like the lines. Again, I'm more of a freehander when it comes to my swirls. I'm doing this for y'all, truth be told, because I really like how swirls look when you do more freehand as opposed to more like structured swirls like this. But yeah, just take your time trying to make sure you get your lines crisp, and that if you like get glue accidentally in a section that's not the section you're working on, just go back in with whatever color that stripe is that you got the glue on. Like don't take a chance and put the wrong glitter on there. So just use like a dry makeup brush and kind of just like sprinkle it right there on that area, just to make sure that you know you're keeping your lines nice and crisp and clean. But yeah, y'all, I was shook when I turned around and my camera was laying on the floor. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And so for the ombre part on the bottom, I am using, it's a combination of Midnight Blue, Golden Girl Fine, and Golden Girl Chunky. Y'all see my last video, you know I did the all blue one, but it had gotten like the flakes of the Golden Girl in it. I saved it, and this is it right here. I added a little bit of extra Golden Girl to kind of tie it in, all the chunky in just a little bit more. But yeah, I saved that glitter, and that's what you're seeing. And so like that's, you know, just I always keep a dump cup. So I have dump cup glitter, and like maybe one day I'll do like a whole dump cup glitter cup, which I think that'll be cool. But yeah, don't ever just throw away your glitter. Definitely just keep a dump cup. You'd be surprised how pretty dump cup glitter can turn out to be. And so this is after layer 1. Full disclosure, I'm not going to show you like the whole thing, but I did go back in and do a layer 2 on each one. So again, just having to take your time going in, filling in those lines real nice and slow, and just doing a second layer. I feel like the Midnight Blue was pretty opaque, but definitely the Golden Girl, I wanted to do another coat of it because I felt like I could still see a little bit of the cup. So that's just me. So yeah, so I did 2 layers of that, and I also did, of course, another layer around the bottom. And I also coated the bottom, like the very bottom of the cup, also in that dump cup of the Midnight Blue and the Golden Girl. So that's how everything looks after I did the second layer. Oh, and I did the handle in the same glitter that I did the bottom of the cup in. Not going to show y'all that, but just FYI in case you're wondering. So this is a few hours later after I let everything dry. So next thing I'm going to use is called Quick Coat. So this stuff is from Counterculture DIY. And like its main purpose is to help your epoxying essentially. So it helps lay glitter flat, create a flat surface before you add your epoxy, and you know, just give you a better finish. So if you're like one of those people who struggle, like you'd be like, oh, every time I do epoxy, my epoxy be like real bumpy, try Quick Coat, because more than likely it's like your glitter is probably a little bit uneven. And so the Quick Coat creates like a even layer and like just kind of sticks everything together. Especially if you're doing chunky glitters, it helps keeps everything nice and flat. So definitely check out Quick Coat. And the stuff is really easy to use. You don't need a lot. Like you don't want to go on there and like just drench your cup in it. That's not what you want to do. You see, I'm just taking like, well, once I get done trying to get that one piece of glitter off, just taking like little like dime size amounts, and then like just making sure like I work it through the cup. You don't want to soak your cup in this because it'll just take longer to dry, and stuff can dry in like an hour. And so yeah, just use like little dots and just get it on your cup. And you see your cup will have like this wet look, and it'll stay looking like that. And of course it'll get the nice bright shine once you go in and do the epoxy. But it's super easy to use, and just don't, my only recommendation is just don't use a lot, because you don't need to, and you can do like 2 coats of this. For this cup, I only did 1. I thought after 1 I was pretty good. But yeah, you can definitely do 2 or 3 if that makes you more comfortable and you feel like that helps you get that flatter surface before you start your epoxy job. And so it's been a couple hours. I am going in. Yay! We have the Artist Resin from Counterculture DIY. And this is just a 2-part epoxy resin. Of course, it is FDA compliant, so it's good to be using on our cups. And it's a thick viscosity, and so definitely thicker than something like your Alumilite Amazing Clear Cast, in my opinion. So just something to keep in mind. They do have a thin and a medium viscosity. Definitely interested in trying the medium viscosity one, because like I said, this one was a little thicker than I was expecting it. But if you follow me on TikTok, I had did a Starbucks cup using this Artist Resin, and after 1 coat, when I tell you the shine was so brilliant, I was very impressed. Very low VOCs. Like, you should still, of course, follow the safety instructions, and if the safety instructions say to wear a respirator, you should definitely wear a respirator. But just very low VOCs. Like, I don't want to be like it's no odor, but the odor is very, very low. So yeah, just something to keep in mind if you're looking for something that's a little safer as far as the odor goes for the house. But so of course, still in your ventilator, I got it, because the safety police, y'all be coming for me. I'm not letting y'all come for me. Still do it in the ventilated area. Still wear your respirator if that's what their instructions say, which I'm pretty sure they do. So yeah, so very easy to use. Still doing my regular drop and catch method, making sure I always pay attention. I always tell you guys, make sure you're paying attention to your edges, so around the bottom and around the top of your cup. And as far as getting that handle done, do not be afraid to stop your turner if that makes it easier for you to epoxy that handle. So you see me right now, I'm stopping that turner because it's a pretty big, it's a large handle. You can fit 4 fingers in that thing. And so it's definitely easier to just stop the turner and just get the epoxy on there. And then of course it's self-leveling, so it'll level out itself. But just making sure you get all the nooks and the crannies covered. And so yeah, just making it easier on yourself. Just stop the turner. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go for a little bit. And so people always ask me, how many mils did I use? 15 mils of each side, 30 mils total for layer 1 of this cup. Still had some left over. You could probably get away with doing 10. For the second layer, I did 10 mils of each side, and that was like the perfect amount. Let it spin. So what I experienced was that with the Alumilite's Amazing Clear Cast, I usually let it spin for 12 hours and then sit on the spinner for 12 hours for a total of 24 before I do the next coat. For this one, definitely recommend spinning for probably 14 to 16 hours and letting the remaining time to get to the 24 hours, letting it sit. I just feel like this one cured a little slower than what I'm used to with the Alumilite. So just FYI, because usually after 12 hours, I'm good to sand the Alumilites. Definitely wouldn't recommend doing that with this one. Definitely would recommend waiting the full 24 hours. And I'm just hitting it with a heat gun for a few revolutions just to bring any of those bubbles to the surface and just make sure they pop, and so that they're not going to be any issues. So just really quick, you guys, this is the first version that I did. So you can see it's all midnight blue and chunky stripes with the Golden Girl Fine on the bottom. And so let me know in the comments which one you like better. So I just wanted to show y'all that one real quick. And so I sanded the whole cup, and now I'm just going to go in with layer 2. I won't show you this whole thing because I do it just like I do layer 1. And let's go ahead and take a look at the final product. So this is how it looks. I'm super satisfied. You can see that artist resin just gives it a brilliant shine. So very much impressed with this product. highly recommend it at this point. Just got to know like the difference between that and other ones. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys like this video. I think it turned out super gorgeous. Definitely was a little worried with the combination I chose, but I think it turned out really good. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you like this one or the other one that I showed you guys a quick preview of better. So yeah, this was fun. Just switching up a little bit. I know you guys be wanting to see more Tumbler videos, so trying to give you guys what you want. So, and just one quick surprise. So this is the tumbler next to the wine glasses. So yeah, it all works as like a day and night set. So if you like this kind of video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Instagram at Period6Designs. You can follow me on TikTok at Period6Glitter. And I will see you guys in the next one.